everybody. Welcome to Busy Talks, to yet another episode. This is an exciting and different episode altogether. And my guest today is Tendai Chatikobo. Tendai is a medical travel facilitator, and she's going to tell us more about this kind of her job. Welcome Tendai to Busy Talks.
Thank you, Kuzi. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very well, thanks.
All right. So tonight, I understand you're into the medical tourism.
Yes, I am.
We want you to tell us more because most people out there might not be able to understand what exactly it is.
Yeah.
So I need you to explain to us so that we get to know exactly what medical tourism is all about.
Okay, so I know medical and tourism in one sentence might sound a bit odd to most people, but this is travel for the purposes of acquiring treatment that's not yet available in your country of residence.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, are you saying you've got another country or countries that you have actually you're facilitating medical aid other than Zimbabwe?
Yes, we help people in Zimbabwe and other countries within the Southern African region to gain access to treatment in India at the moment. We're mainly working with hospitals in India in a city called Hyderabad, which is in the south of India.
All right.
Yeah.
So how are you doing the facilitation?
What happens is when a person comes through to us, we are partnered with these Indian hospitals. We then listen to them, and the hospitals themselves give a guidance of the required treatment and quotations, etc. And the person themselves with their local doctors go through all this documentation and choose which is the best treatment to take up. And then we do the facilitation from their travel arrangements to their accommodation to who will pick them up to the guiding during their stay in India, etc.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Exciting. I love travel. Naturally.
We should take you
I'm a
with.
traveler, so I really love doing something similar to what you're doing. I'm sure I would
You should
really
join the bandwagon.
All right. So I think let's delve more into exactly what led you to doing this kind of profession.
Okay.
If I may call it a profession, a passion, because it comes with a lot of passion as well, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. What led you to do all this?
I usually refer to it as my purpose,
Right.
which was derived from a space of pain. So I always like to say this is purpose derived from pain. And not my pain alone, but the pain of my currently 5-year-old son as well.
Oh.
Who was diagnosed with a very serious cardiovascular condition, which is heart disease, at 6 weeks old.
Oh, okay. So it's a heart condition?
Yes.
At 6 weeks old. How old is he now?
5.
He's 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. So did you get medical assistance from India? Like you've rightfully said,
Yes.
India has been...
So initially, he was being managed here in Zimbabwe. But when we got the diagnosis, obviously it was one that was obvious that the solution was not yet available here in Zimbabwe.
Oh.
You know, it went to the extent where at some point they thought that the only solution would be transplantation, you know, very complex interventions.
All right.
So we began our search for solutions abroad. We tried inquiring in America, we tried inquiring in South Africa, until his godmother landed us with help in India.
All right.
And I mean, I would have never imagined that I would end up in India at any point in time, because already I had these perceptions of chili everywhere and the languages. I mean, India's got like so many languages. But that's how we landed in India. It was through the story of my son, who the foundation is named after, actually.
Okay, and what's the name of the foundation?
It's the Tasimba Siyangoba Foundation Zimbabwe.
All right.
Yeah.
So at Tasimba, what exactly are you offering? What are you doing with the foundation?
So we literally are trying to maximize chances of survival for patients with terminal illnesses or with illnesses that don't yet have solutions in their country of residence.
Oh, right.
Because sometimes when you intervene early, a person has got a chance to just live their full life. And you know, a person needs their doctors here and the doctors in the country where things are available.
Yes.
What we're also trying to do is to draw investment from these hospitals back home. All these technological advancements, would like them through our work to be brought back to Zimbabwe, because it is easier for these patients to get access to these things back home. So skill transfer would also be something great for us to bring through this facilitation.
That's very true. Hey?
Yeah.
That's very true. So the combination of, like countries working together,
Yeah.
it really saves lives at the end of the day.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed.
So okay, so you're taking us through the journey of your son.
Yeah.
So you went to India.
Yes,
He
we
got the correct treatment, right?
Yes, he's still undergoing treatment. Like I said, his condition is slightly more complex than what we usually see. He's still undergoing treatment from a group of hospitals called Star Hospitals. They were the first hospital that we ever partnered with to intervene in Zimbabwe. And he still goes there yearly. They're still monitoring and doing the best that they can do to make sure that he lives just like any other 5-year-old child.
All right.
Yeah.
And how has been your journey with him? You having this, busy schedule, your work on its own is just so busy, and you need to be traveling.
Yeah.
How have you managed to walk the journey with your son up until now? He's 5 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
It's been a long time, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I won't tell lies and be like, oh, it's amazing, it's easy. It's not easy. It has not been easy.
I can imagine.
I mean, in the beginning, I couldn't go to a day job. It was not possible. So I was a stay-at-home mom because he had breathing challenges.
Oh.
So you can't leave a child like that with anyone. And then I got into a space where I started working for an NGO, a feminist NGO called Whispers, and they were so amazing. They allowed me to carry him to work.
Wow.
So that was my first breakthrough. But it has not been easy. I think I have managed because I have a very strong support system, which is something I wish for anybody going through heart disease, cancer, anything. A support system is important, because in a case like this, it's a child. A child always wants their mother. So I then learned to also start identifying opportunities in the middle of our challenges. I looked at Tasi and we met other children like him. He's got friends within the heart community. And I realized that why don't we turn our journey into a journey that's going to bring smiles on so many other people, hope on so many other people. We're not yet done with our journey. We're still going through it. But the ability to also then carry other people through their own journeys whilst we are faced with ours has been therapeutic.
Wow.
Easy, it has never been. I'm not sure if it will ever be easy. I'd love for it to be, considering I'm also a mom to other 2 children who are also very young. So it hasn't been easy, but we keep pushing, and we've realized that our pain will definitely be for a purpose.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job holding other people's hands through your journey.
Thank you.
And walking with them. What I also want to understand, Tendai, you sound like a very busy person. You've got your child, you've got your children, you've got family, you've got your husband, right?
Yeah.
And you need to pay attention to every person.
Yeah.
You have your job. You need to then travel.
Yeah.
You've got everything. Do you sometimes actually get time to have, like self-care? Do you actually have the time of taking care of yourself? Just being you.
Yeah.
Just being you.
I had to be intentional about that.
Yeah.
There was a time where there was no time for me. And if I show you photographs of then and now, you will see what I mean. There were times where I was just invested in saving the world, saving my children, saving the community, saving everybody except for myself.
Aww.
And I had to stop because I then wasn't giving off the best that I could give off in that situation. So I've become intentional about looking after me. Whether it's 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, or a week after 6 months, I'm very intentional about it. So number one, I'm very intentional about the way I look. I will take time to make sure that I look the way that I want to be addressed.
On point.
Oh, thank you, but it wasn't always like this. I used to walk into doctors' rooms with like hair flying this way and that way because I'm just concerned about the child breathing, which is okay. But when I look after myself, I even give off the right energy into the situation. And this is something I even tell people who come through to offices. I can think someone will come through and be like, I've got stage 4 cancer, and they look like stage 4 cancer. So I stopped looking like my challenges, and I was intentional about spending time with myself, my children, my family, my husband. I am very intentional now.
And you become a wholesome person.
Indeed.
Yeah, which is beautiful because that's what we all need to do.
Yeah.
We need to take care of ourselves. We need to give ourselves that time intentionally, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And then you still have that vibe, that spirit, that clean spirit.
Yeah.
After taking care of yourself, now you can spread the love to everybody else.
Of course.
And like it doesn't work the other way around.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Because like you're saying, you spread the bitterness. You know, you've got different things going on inside of you, and that's what you spread to the next person.
Yeah.
So taking care of yourself is one important thing first before you do anything else.
Yes.
So well done for that.
Thank you.
And you're looking beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I remember I met you like, it's been 3 years, I think.
Yes.
That was the last time. And you're looking so different now.
I am, right? I better be.
Well done. And keep it up. Keep it up.
I'll keep trying.
All right. So, Tendai, I'm so glad to hear that you work with different people, different patients, that you facilitate the medical assistance that they might need.
Yeah.
And now we're in the month of October, where we're talking about breast cancer. I'm sure you've worked with people with cancers, different cancers.
Indeed.
And what is your journey with them? What experiences have you had with those kind of people?
So, you know, each time somebody comes through after their journey and they come and they say, oh, thank you so much. I don't know what I could do for you. My family is so in awe. I'm thinking, I look at them and they have no idea how much their journey would have impacted me.
Exactly.
Because these are people diagnosed with something that is everybody's worst fear. And what I've learned from it is, number one, early diagnosis saves lives.
It does. It does.
I've seen a lot of people that come in at the curative stage, where intervention can lead to remission and someone can just come back and walk back into their life. And we also do come across cases where it's palliative, where someone now just needs to be managed, pain management, where they have to accept that this lives within them. So I've learned that the world is evolving in terms of technological advancements in treatment.
Yes.
It's just that information might not be getting to everybody, but the world is making progress, Zimbabwe included.
Yes.
I'll tell you this, that in terms of cancer treatment, it's really the same in Zim and in India, except there'll be certain therapies that are not yet available in Zimbabwe, which we find in India. But the local doctors are also doing an excellent job to maximize chances of survival for their patients, because they're the ones who do the referrals.
All right.
And when we look at cancer, it's affecting a lot of women in our country.
True.
It's scary, actually.
Yeah.
The statistics are scary. So what I've learned is we need more testing centers and more platforms that encourage testing, so that people can be diagnosed at an early stage when it's still curative.
Sure.
And we can save more lives, because women carry the burdens of childcare in families and just generally looking after and putting families together. But they're the ones being affected the most by these cancers, and we need to preserve them.
True.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, you're so right about having more centers that actually deal with cancers, testing centers, the screening centers, right? And you know what, people? Early detection saves lives, like what Tendai has just said. And you know, you need to just go out there and get screened early, and you can easily save your life or save somebody's life if you take them for screening. Tendai, thank you so much for the time that we've had today. I would like you to, what are your last words to the world about cancer, about self-care, about medical tourism?
I think my last words would be for people to be in control of their lives. You know, don't let situations control you, but rather be in control with whatever you're faced with, And that's the first step to conquering anything that you're first faced with, including heart disease, cancer especially. And seek information, guidance, and wisdom as well when trying to find these solutions. And remember that medical tourism is not just injections and tablets. It can also open doors that you never thought would be opened in your life. I mean, it's traveling across a whole globe, across an ocean. So there's so much out there, and we hope to bring it back home so that we can maximize chances of survival for everybody.
Oh, thank you so much, Tendai. Those are words of wisdom, and it's been a beautiful morning with you here at Kuzi Talks.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, and all the best in all you do, hey?
Thank you so much.
All right. So there you have it, Kuzi Talks. It's been a beautiful morning with Tendai Chatikobo here. So you now know where to go. You can meet people like Tendai, and they will assist you in where exactly you can go for medical travel and tourism. Thank you so much, Kuzi Talks, for watching us. See you on the next episode.